Hey guys, welcome back to slashff episode 7, bringing you the best NALCS coverage, except the only difference is that we don't have Mark Z on this podcast. Except we got Skieco here. Uh, he's pretty much Mark, but he's also Canadian. Um, so yeah, we don't have Michael with us this week because he's a nerd and he has other priorities in life apparently. What's what's going on with you, Will?
Not much. Just finished class for the day.
Okay, well, I'm on break, so, yep, and, we're gonna be doing some fun stuff this week. But anyways, let's, I don't know, anything, in LEC this week you wanted to cover? I thought it was very interesting how LEC,
back.
yeah, LEC, really went full circle of suck this week, you know, it's really interesting, actually, because, what was it, Rogue beat SK, right? SK beats G2.
That was last week, I think. Because I'm pretty sure Rogue lost both games this week.
Oh, maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, Rogue lost both weeks.
Okay, I just
The
mean
upset
like,
was what do you call it? XL beat SK, and then
okay.
SK beat G2, which was a big upset.
Okay, so it was okay, but SK did beat G2 this week. Gotcha.
Yeah, SK.
Yeah. And that's what
SK
prompted me to
created the
believe.
karma.
That's what prompted me to believe in the circle of suck this week.
Yeah. Did you like the G2 karma when Perks
Yeah, ready to go
posted-
2-0 and then
Yeah,
at the
ready to go 2-0
steakhouse.
this week?
No. He said like celebrating 2-0.
Yeah,
And
celebrating
then,
an 2-0 week this week.
yeah.
And they lost.
Hey man, I like G2. I respect them for stuff. So
And then
yeah.
Origin showed up again after looking like shit the week before. They got 2-0 this week.
So did Misfits also went
Misfits
2-0.
yeah, Misfits is back 2-0. Fnatic was 2-0.
Honestly, like
Schalke was 0-2.
watching EU is like, I feel like as much as I like their play a bit better than NA, I still feel like their team rankings are still very inconsistent right now. Because you have Misfits who like goes 1-1, then like 0-4, and then 4-0. You know, it's like very back and forth. Origin, who has their strong times, go weak. Schalke, who like you'd assume Schalke is like supposed to be the really consistent team, but then they'll
Schalke
drop.
looked really good at the start.
Yeah.
Very
And then they
like
dropped a slice.
methodical, very smart, and then they lost. Like now they're like 1-5.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, so we only have 2 weeks left for EU, if I'm not mistaken, right? There's only 2 more weeks left.
Yeah.
Because this was week 7 for EU, and we have week 8 and week 9.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm actually
Currently, it's a 4-way tie for 5th spot.
Yeah.
Between SK, Schalke, Fnatic, and Misfits, all 7-7.
So SK technically has tiebreaker on Fnatic though, so as long as they don't fuck up, they can actually knock Fnatic out.
Yeah, but Fnatic's above them technically right now.
Okay. Fnatic still has to play G2, and they still have to play Origin.
I
And
believe
Schalke. It's
or is it
Misfits?
Their next weeks they play Misfits, XL, and then Splice G2. Are the last 2 games of the season of Splice G2.
Okay, so that's actually
The
Fnatic
Misfits
actually.
game is pretty big this week, and same.
I
with
actually
Splice.
think Fnatic has a lot of control over what they
do
are
have a
doing.
lot of
Yeah,
control.
because like they in theory should not lose to Excel. If they lose to Excel, it's pretty much over. G2 is hard, but other teams have shown they can beat them. But mostly the Splice and the Misfits games are where Fnatic has the most control of like deciding.
Misfits
their
also
destiny.
controls their destiny. They play all the top teams. They play, at least they play 3 of the teams that they need to beat. They play Fnatic, they play Splice, and they also play G2 and Schalke.
Yeah,
Fnatic has a hard road. They play Fnatic, they play Schalke first, and then they play Fnatic.
Wait, not Fnatic. You said who has hard road?
Misfits. Sorry.
Misfits. Okay.
Misfits plays Schalke, then Fnatic, then they play G2 and Splice.
Yeah.
That's their last 4 games of the season. They're all teams that are tied or higher.
Yeah. Pretty excited though. Do you want to see the problem with making predictions for who gets into playoffs this week who gets into playoffs for LEC is that we don't actually have Michael here this time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really want to.
I don't even know.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Because like week by week,
my mind
like,
wants to be like, oh, SK's not gonna make it but SK's always has seemed to play better to like the better teams.
Right. It's really weird.
Like, they seem like they play up to their competition and they play down to everyone else.
I agree. Okay. Do you want to move on from that then?
Yeah, sure.
I don't really want to go over LPL and L. I mean, okay, there is some cool stuff in LCK where like
LPL,
SKT.
you only really have to talk about the team that beat what's her.
So FunPlus actually beat IG. IG's sitting at like what 5-3 now. So
Yeah,
they're
they're 5 and
one.
3 or 5 and.
No, they're 5-3. Yeah, 5-3. Um, or either 5-3 or 6-3. But yeah, I mean, IG definitely
They're
looking
6 and 3.
vulnerable. Okay, IG definitely looking vulnerable. FunPlus, pretty much, this is
They're
where
5th right now.
FunPlus is like entering their testing phase pretty much into like, are they actually a good team? Because they play IG, RNG, EDG, and Top.
Yeah, FunPlus is sitting at the top at 8-0, followed by Top 6-2, then Billy at 6-2, and then RNG and at 5-2, and then Invictus at 6-3.
Yeah. So this is actually
And
really.
EDG.
I mean,
And then
throughout the
Shooting's 9th.
yeah. So throughout the entire like literally the last few months, we've been saying that like, okay, FunPlus has been looking good like in terms of their game score, but they had the best like ease of schedule. Like they played against a bunch of lower tier teams, and this is like the testing 2 weeks for FunPlus is if they're actually a top team. They have to play all the other predicted good teams. Coming in like beating IG in a pretty good fashion actually is important to show that. So I don't know. This actually will make things very interesting, and come playoffs, that'll be pretty exciting. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about LPL. And LCK, we have SKT taking down Kingzone in pretty dominating fashion in the second game. First game was like, it was all right, but second game was good. So I'm hoping in the next SKT Sandbox series they can take down Sandbox. But more importantly, this Friday, SKT versus Griffin. You know who's gonna win? It's SKT, baby. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was. What do you call it? I saw a video yesterday, and it's like when you take Faker off of Urgot and Lissandra, and then it's just him popping off on LeBlanc.
Yeah. I don't know. I think SKT is slowly improving, but I still think Griffin will win on Friday because like well, yeah, just the way Griffin plays is much more organized. Like, I don't even mean organized as in, like, slow. I just mean, like, they know their rotations very well, and they take fights that are pretty much 100%. And, like, that type of organized play with, like, aggression when it's needed it's just very hard to punish because whenever you make a mistake, you get punished. And whenever you try to look for stuff on them, that's just giving them tempo. So it's very hard to beat. And SKT definitely, like, even though their players are strong individually, I don't think they're at that level of macro yet. So yeah. Damwon also looking better with Flame coming in. Damwon, he's been showing strength this week as well. So it is weird though because him and Niguri, I believe, is the other top laner, they've been sharing time, and it is strange, right? Because Niguri is actually a pretty good player too. So to have them have imported Flame is still kind of strange. Makes you wonder how CLG and Flycoast be doing with Flame. All right, you ready to move on to NA?
Yep.
How'd you feel about the NA games this week, specifically Saturday?
Dude, it was a big yikes, dude. This is like, it was one of the worst like weeks to watch. Like, it wasn't even fun. Like, none of the games, like, the best looking game was the Liquid game because they played split push with Jays, and they showed that they could play it on their style. Like, that's the only like like game that was like relatively good, and it's from Liquid, who everyone like expects to be good.
Mm-hmm.
The C9 TSM game was really good on Sunday, but the C9 game on Saturday they still won, but it was kind of sloppy. But
yeah.
My boys FlyQuest and O2, Golden Guardians.
So FlyQuest,
100 Thieves games were
100
tragic.
Thieves games were disgusting. They
looked so terrible. Looked like they had no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was so tilted when they played. Who'd they lose to?
Oh, Golden Guardians. They lost to GGS.
Golden Guardians.
Second, yeah, day 2 they lost to GGS.
Who they lost to on day 1?
They didn't lose day 1. They came back against Clutch because Clutch threw really
hard.
Hard.
Sorry, day 2 then against Golden Guardians. The play that they made when they went to Baron, and then they started Baron, and then GGS was like, okay, we'll just trade for Elder because they had 5 dragons or whatever, and then they all left Baron, tried going over to Elder to stop it, but they bursted it down too fast before they even got there, and then they didn't even get Baron. And then since they had Elder, they just walked over, took Baron, and won the game. Like, I don't know who's making calls on that team or what's happening, but now 100 Thieves this week plays C9 and TSM. So
yeah, it's boom. 100 Thieves. I don't think it's
they're
making
done.
calls. Yeah.
That's why That's why there's been so many rumors about them playing. At least this week, there's rumors that they're going to play a couple other academy guys.
Yeah, I think it's a smart idea.
At least the juggler Fragus is expected to play over Onda.
I think they need to dump Huhi, man. Huhi just doesn't perform.
Yeah, Huhi's big trash.
I also
Huhi, I don't even know if Huhi was the problem.
Right. I'm also saying I'm willing to test out changing out Aframu, but the problem is like Aframu's kind of their brand player, so it'd be kind of awkward for them to like get rid of Aframu. Yeah. I kind of see Aframu retiring on 100 Thieves, honestly, and just becoming like a streamer.
Like no one inted in the GGS game that wasn't Hanser.
Yeah.
But like Someday was super strong. Onda was just playing like the only one that kept getting caught out was Aframu. But
do you think it's possible that Aframu just retires as a streamer for 100 Thieves or some shit?
Not this year, but I could see it.
Because I mean, like obviously, support is going to be one of those roles that looks really awful when the team's doing bad overall, right? Because you're trying to make plays and you'll look like you're inting. But
yeah, he like going for vision.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah. Like
because I didn't feel like it was that bad,
right?
Like because he got caught out in the GGS game because he was going for vision, and he got bubbled by Zoe, which is like that comes out of nowhere. But I did think that like it was confusing because he didn't put his shield up. Whenever he got bubbled, he did it once, but 2 other times he got bubbled, and then he didn't put his shield up before he went to sleep, and then he got hit, and then he almost died. He died one of the times. He almost died another time, and then he had to go back to base for Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they took Elder, for the second time, Bang got hit by a bubble and had like 1 HP, and then they still tried forcing the fight 4v5 without the AD carry.
Yeah.
And then it looked terrible. And they just gave away the game, and then they picked off. It was either Huhi or they picked off Zach first, because Huhi didn't use. I'm not Huhi. Someday didn't use TP to save Zach, and then they didn't follow up, and then they got caught, and then Someday got caught by Gragas Barrel.
Yeah. Fox also this week, getting wrecked. They subbed in Panda. Unfortunately,
the TSM game they looked really good. At the start.
They were good at the start, and they fucked up. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and then they just had nothing. Like Panda was playing out of his mind at the start of the game.
Right.
He was all over the place. He counter jungled the Acadian 3 times. He picked up a double kill in the top lane. They were looking really good. Then he missed smite on Baron, and Acadian stole it, and then game went downhill from there. After he missed smite, it just felt like the mental went boom after that.
Yeah, day 2 it looked like their mental boom too.
Yeah, and then the Clutch just beat them down the next day.
So I think Fox is pretty much donezo as well, because now they're stuck at 3 and 7, and I'm like looking at their.
And why they give solo Yorick?
I don't know. Actually, I'm actually looking at Fox's schedule. Next week they actually kind of control their destiny, but then so Fox's upcoming games are Optic, FlyQuest, C9, and 100 Thieves. Only one of those teams are actually kind of good, which is C9. Like, Fly playing against Fox playing against Optic and FlyQuest and 100 Thieves, they actually should be able to control like 3 wins if they improve. So I mean, even though I think Fox looks kind of mental boom right now, I think that they still have control over their destiny. Just looking at the strength of schedule, because 3 of their 4 games they should have a chance in. Yeah.
How do you feel that Aurelia has a higher win rate at ADC this split than at any other lane?
It's because Piglet, baby.
Yeah.
Because Piglet, dude, it's Midlet. I'm telling you, he's a mid laner, dog.
Dude, it's throwbacks to when Double F was 80 carry and he was mid.
Yeah, Midlet, dude.
Sent Mickey to the Shadow Realm. Walked up, played Ari every game. Called it a day.
Yeah, Mickey. So other stuff. CLG on the upswing. Spartan, Scion Spartan, dude, killing Viper. Oh my god, it's Scion Spartan, dude. He's back.
Dude, my voice FlyQuests are making me very nervous right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like FlyQuests are a team that everyone could cheer for because it's NA talent. Okay. It's like,
yeah,
like they're technically in 4th right now, but they're 2 and 4.
But FlyQuest also has the same thing as Fox, if not better, because like They are one like they're 4-7, right? Or 4-8? No, 5-8, 5-7,
They're
5-7, five and
Fox
seven.
is 4-8 right
Fox is
now.
4-8, and FlyQuest is
FlyQuest
five and
5-7.
seven. Okay, okay. They have a they actually so they have the same like thing as Fox, where they have 3 out of 4 of their next games are actually pretty like they have a chance in, and then they have a match score better than Fox. So actually, technically, they would have a better chance because we're looking at their upcoming games. They have Clutch, um, Fox, 100 Thieves, and then TL. So again, like 3 of those teams reasonably, FlyQuest has
Yeah.
control over their destiny. So yet again,
'Cause
it's
right
like,
now it's the same thing in NA as it is in EU,
yeah,
where it's a. But in NA it's worse because every team technically has a chance because 100
Mm-hmm.
Thieves is 4-8 and they can still they're only one game out of a playoff spot.
right.
Like because currently it's just FlyQuest, CLG, Optic, and Golden Guardians, and the fact that one of these teams can make playoffs this split being under 500 makes me like pretty like
I think 100 Thieves is the most fucked out of them.
and then it
Though.
makes me nervous too because Optic is 5-7 and they could go positive.
Hundred
Which would be
Thieves,
terrifying.
100 Thieves is the most fucked though because they have to play TSM and C9, so they only get 2
'Cause-
games that they.
Yeah,
can
but I
fulfill.
just if any of these teams make playoffs, I'm just like this is just gonna be they're just gonna be a placeholder unless they come out with like a miracle, like upset.
Like Optic Gaming
Yeah, like
when they go
the
positive.
like the 5th and 6th seed is the 5th and 6th seed game. Is that a best of 1 or is it 3?
It's best of 5. What do you mean?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, in playoffs.
I thought it was like the wild card esque game.
Wait, what do
Uh,
you mean? So in playoffs, it's like seed 1 and
'Cause
2
does
have
it-
a
'cause
bye,
isn't
and it's
it-
fourth versus.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Then it's best of 3. Gotcha.
Yeah, in LCK, when it's like only the 5 teams go into playoffs, the wild card slot is 5 versus 4, and that's best of 3.
Yeah,
Because LCK likes to do that thing where it's like you have to climb up the ladder, kind of. NA, we do the first 2 have the bye, and then we do 4 through or 2.
because I think
3
it's
through
gonna be
6.
a Liquid C9 final again.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me really wants to see Liquid TSM because I want to go to spring finals with Michael and John and just shit on them if Liquid wins.
And Ian.
But
you
it's
get
also
to go,
risky
You get
'cause
to
they
go
could-
with 3 TSM Filipinos and shit on all of them.
Yeah,
You're the
but
white man
imagine
oppressing the
if Liquid
minorities.
loses, dude. If Liquid loses, I'd get shit on the entire time.
Yeah, you'd have 3 Pinoys on you, dog.
Yeah. But I think Golden Guardians is looking pretty good lately. I think they're on the highest upswing of these teams. That
I
are...
think Golden Guardians and CLG look better because they're sitting back and letting themselves just scale and not like fuck up too hard, and they have like pretty strong player fundamentals for that to happen. In terms of like Froggen is a very like consistent centerpiece you can just have mid lane, and if the rest of the map doesn't like completely collapse, then having a strong mid you'll always do well. And even though Froggen isn't like the most impactful, like he's not a huge roamer. Because he's a strong centerpiece. If the map isn't collapsing, it works. And then same thing with CLG. You have Power of Evil. I do find it strange that CLG is doing so well, given like BioStixay. Like I had a lot of faith in them last year, and then this year, like for me, their stock just really just plummeted because I felt that Stixay was just super inconsistent. And losing Zix, it seemed like Bio lost a lot of his direction this year. But they've been doing better than I expected, and it looks like also Darshan's like starting to play better too. So. CLG actually looks like they deserve to be in playoffs now.
Yeah, because right now the LCS is just looking like a jumbled mess, pretty much.
So let's go over Clutch then. Clutch has to go on a miracle run, but
Not even, dude. They're only one game out.
yeah. But so
Their schedule is the hardest because they're
so
when you're at
Clutch
the
goes
bottom of the table. Every game looks
FlyQuest,
hard.
CLG, Team Liquid, and GGS.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm stupid. I forgot. There's actually 3 weeks left of NALCS. I didn't look at the 3. Sorry, I was only looking at 2 weeks.
It just like
Yeah,
like,
CG's last
every
week is really
game
bad. But...
Clutch because Clutch isn't playing against. They're playing against Clutch like. Yeah, like none of these get like the last week of the season they played TSM Cloud9, and then they play Liquid the week before, and then Golden Guard. Like when you're at the bottom, every game just looks so much more daunting.
Yeah.
Because it's like like Echo Fox, I could see them. 100 Thieves, I could see them winning, but they're already passed, and they already lost. So
yeah, I mean,
it's
there's not much like I don't know. Team wise, I just don't feel like there's much like worth talking about right now because it seems like things are really jumbled.
That's more about This week would be more of talking about the general state of the league relative to the teams, Because I feel like there's not much that just shift in the past week
Did you
outside
watch?
of Golden
Did
Guardians.
you watch Hotline League last night? The Zazel one.
No, I did not.
Okay,
I usually watch them
okay.
afterwards.
Yeah, I watched through it, and I don't know. Zazel is an interesting guest, but yeah, like he's very confident. Cloud9 is like doing well.
I think Cloud9 looks really good.
Yeah,
I don't know,
same.
like, I just don't. I feel like they lose based
Some
off
random
jungle
games. Yeah,
difference. Like,
yeah,
I
I
like
agree.
Sven. I think Blabber is an ape, so I don't think they're gonna play him.
Mm.
But
That's true.
I think Team Liquid just counters Cloud9
Hmm.
in a lot of
I mean, they're
ways.
just so
Like,
solid, you know.
yeah, the fact that because Sneaky's a safe laner, but
Hmm.
you're playing against Doublelift, who's really like at least career-wise really aggressive in lane, builds that lead, and then they transfer it. Like, I feel like Sneaky would like Cloud9 builds through Licorice in the top lane, but Impact just soaks it up, as we saw in the finals. Licorice wasn't really able to do anything in Summer Split finals,
Hmm.
and then Niski versus Jensen, I think has the most leeway, but I think Jensen's actually playing really well this season.
Yeah.
But like it's the same thing that happens every time Sneaky and Doublelift play against each other. You can't like if you let Doublelift just build that big lead, he knows what to do with it. Like against other teams, you can do that.
Hmm.
But I think if Sneaky tries, like if they play pretty passive bot lane with like an Ezreal pick or the Cassiopeia pick, I think Doublelift just gets too much from that and able to transfer it everywhere, which I feel like is a lot harder.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we saw like even in the first week when like Sneaky TP'd the lane and Double F was able to punish him with the kill. So it's like there's just a lot of moments where like they've been playing against each other for so many years, and it just feels like the shit's not gonna change. Like it's gonna be the same like story most of the time, just different teams
Yeah,
around
I
them.
feel like if there's anything that changes in a final between these two, it's through the mid lane.
Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I don't think Licorice, even though he's a good player, it's not going to generate enough to brute force through impact. Same thing with
Yeah,
like Sven with X Smithy. If anything, Sven's might like hint into X Smithy. It kind of has
yeah.
to be mid lane. I do think Zazel has like the opportunity to be like make an outcome because like even though I would still say like I feel like Core GJ is slightly better than Zazel, but that has more to do with just the team, like Team
I feel
Liquid
like
looking better.
I think he's really good, a
I
lot
can't
better.
yeah, I can't analyze how good either Core
Yeah,
and
the
Zazel
problem with
are.
that, without comms, we don't know
Right.
the current
Right.
impact of the players.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is something they did on Hotline League, where just they like actually rank the supports. And the thing is, like, even though last week with Demonte they were able to rank the mid laners, and I felt like, okay, that's more fair because mid lane you can kind of see how the role's playing out. Support is very difficult to like analyze.
Hmm.
But Mark and Zazel both put Zazel and Core at the top of the list, pretty much like in the A tier
Hmm.
kind of. And so yeah, like I said, even though I think Core is a little bit better, I can't gauge how much, and I don't know if they're like the exact same type of player, So it's like how
Yeah,
much, like how if Core it's just like because if Zazel's good, like does he do something differently that could upset like the games they play?
yeah. Because the problem is I don't look hard enough into Zazel's
Hmm.
like performance to know that
Yeah.
if he makes the like, 'cause I don't know if he makes those big plays, like those big engages. Like I've seen him do it a
Hmm.
few times, but I don't know. Like I feel like Core JJ is always looking for that big play, that big engage, that flank all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, and
And
that.
I
Yeah.
feel like Zazel, if he's on Alistar, then I notice it more. But
Hmm.
like when Core JJ was playing Kench the other week, like
Well, so I was gonna say
his
like
his
Core is
his
always good. Yeah.
devours, his like alts were on point, and like Smoothie's that kind of guy that likes to roam and
Hmm.
make plays on the map and support like that. Like I don't know if
Yeah, I think a
I
big
definitely
part of
Zazel's
that.
definitely
Yeah.
better than Smoothie, but I
Hmm.
don't know if I like see that. So it's a lot harder to like
Yeah.
focus in on the support
No,
if
definitely.
they're
I
not
think
going
like
for
the
those big
champion
plays.
thing's a big point because I think that we do see Core on like Kench
Because
and
it's hard to
Alistar a
do it on
lot.
Galio, which
Yeah.
Zazel's played 3 times this
Yeah.
season.
I mean, yeah, and I don't understand support enough as a role to gauge it as well. So
Yeah.
it's like it's not something I can really gauge easily. Um. Yeah, I mean, not much else. You want to go over predictions for next week?
Yeah, sure. I'm mostly just hyped, looking forward to playoffs and then MSI.
I'm hyped for Worlds this year, dog.
Yeah, but that's a long way away, so
Hey man, that's what we're already in March.
I'm just hoping the summer split like looks better. But who knows? We got 3 weeks left. Maybe it'll be a tight
7
race.
months until Worlds, Will. 7 months.
Yeah, dude.
It's almost been half a year since the last Worlds. Think about it.
I
It felt
know.
like it was so close, but we've already.
Yeah. I
So
remember watching it at work at 6 a.m.
I remember waking up at 3 a.m. and was like, "Oh shit, that game two's halfway done." Oh, IG's crushing Fnatic. Hell yeah, suck it, EU fans. All right. So GGS versus CLG. This is the most like 50-50. Like I don't know who's gonna win because the
This
last few
game
weeks.
is really
Yeah.
important though. This settles the tiebreaker between the two.
Yeah. The thing with like GGS CLG is like they've both been doing the same thing the last 2 weeks. It's just like, hey, get the mid laner a strong
Yeah.
pick and like let's like scale up and just get
Now,
wins.
Froggen's really stepped up
Yeah.
the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
think
this is
PoE
big
hasn't.
scaling.
Actually, that's a good point. PoE, I feel like hasn't stepped up as much relative to his teammates the last few weeks. It feels like it's more like CLG as a team coming together better, whereas
Yeah,
Froggen's
it just
performance
feels
is
like
looking
both
better.
of their styles are looking to do. It seems like they're both trying to accomplish the
Yeah.
same goal in this
Yeah.
game. So it's just whoever executes better.
Yep. C9 TL. I'm saying TL 60-40.
Yeah, I think. I obviously think TL. I don't know if 60-40 is what I'd go with.
So when I say 60-40, I don't mean like in terms of closeness. I mean like in terms of like consistency. But I don't think it'll be like a close game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I actually
Yeah,
think.
I feel like if Team Liquid loses, they're gonna lose pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like if
I feel
Liquid
like if TL wins
it's not
it,
gonna
yeah.
be like a stomp.
I don't think.
Well, it could
No,
be
no,
a
no, no, no.
stomp.
I mean like, I don't mean like stomp as in like aggressive stomp, but like they're gonna suffocate Cloud9 out, and Cloud9's gonna look
Yeah.
NT kind of. So I don't think
Yeah,
it'll be like a
'cause-
close game 60-40, but I mean is like one side will like stomp, and I think 60% of the time that's gonna be like TL, where they're gonna be pretty much ahead, kind
It'll
of.
be like last week's game where
Mhm.
TL was just suffocating them through the CLG through the map, and they were forcing them to. They basically forced them to engage on them, and like take bad fights. Like they had so much map control last week that I
Yeah.
feel like that's how they can win.
TSM 100 Thieves.
TSM.
TSM 80-20 for me. I just.
Yeah, I think it's for
And-
me at this point. I think it's like 90.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only reason I give the 80 is because like I think if TSM fucks up, 100 Thieves does has players that like at late game it could turn into a coin flip situation 20% of the time. But I think like even in that, it's not really like it's gonna be TSM favored even the times that 100 Thieves might be able to pull a win.
Yeah.
Where TSM's gonna be ahead, but it's because they throw.
I
100
think
Thieves looks
Bjergsen's
dead
just
as a
gonna
team.
bully Hugi
Oh yeah.
to the point where it's like no return.
Yeah, that's a. Oof.
As long as Broken Bacon just handle pressure.
Clutch Gaming FlyQuest. I think it's 55-45 FlyQuest. I
Yeah.
think FlyQuest like throws
I
much
think they
less.
could lose.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Is like I think FlyQuest just throws less than Clutch Gaming. So even if Clutch got
Yeah.
ahead, they just throw and FlyQuest takes smarter fights. So
Yeah, I think FlyQuest should go back to the style that they played at the beginning.
Mhm.
I know they're trying to like do different stuff. I think their coach has really been based on their content they've been making. He's really trying to try out different drafts with like less like focus on scaling. But I feel like these comps the past 2 weeks, I mean, not the past 2 weeks, the past 2 days, like haven't made sense at all. Like
Mhm.
you have people, you had Viper on Rise, and you had Pobelter on Lissandra and Turtle on Kai'Sa, like these scalers, and then you had Centauran playing Jarvan,
yeah.
which I felt like made sense for the engage part of it, but it doesn't like scale well into late game. While Optic had a very early game aggressive team, but then like the next game they tried forcing. They had they had Ezreal for the scale and Orianna, but then they had like Olaf to try to help out Viper, and then they just like the Olaf pick didn't look good. Like Santorin had no kill participation that entire game because they had 0 kills because they just all kept dying. Like Viper on Riven, like I think the pick like they kind of expected it. I think they fell into
Mhm.
that trap kind of, and then
Yeah, where it's like it was successful, but now teams are like, okay,
yeah,
well, I
because
mean-
the only reason they picked the Olaf was to play towards top side, and then Wiggly like they're like, oh, he's obviously just gonna play towards top side, so Wiggly was just there all the time.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Um,
so I feel like they need to go back to the style that they're playing.
Optic Fox. I think Optic, but I think this game's just gonna look like a clown fiesta where both teams just are throwing a bunch.
I hope to God it's Fox, but I know it's not going to be.
No,
Like,
no, I think Fox legitimately can win. It's just like I think both
who's
teams
playing?
will
Is
look.
it Rush or Panda?
I don't know. I just think both teams
And
will
is
look
it Solo
bad.
on a carry? Because I don't want Solo on a carry.
I think both teams will just like end up looking bad is the thing in the
And
game.
Solo plays a carry. I think
Okay.
Optic wins.
Day 2 TLGGS. I think TL. I actually think like 95% of the time TL wins this.
I think TL wins.
Yeah.
I think GGS is looking good, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're good enough.
This is, and I say like 95% because this is like both teams are playing a consistent style, and if TL's just doing it better, there's no room for upset really, from what I
Yeah,
can
because
see.
the problem is
Yeah.
Contracts doesn't do enough early.
You're playing
game.
against Ole and Deftly, like arguably the worst bot lane in the league, next to like I don't know,
Yeah.
big and Arrow. So, you know.
Yeah, it's Big and Arrow, and then Stixay Biofrost have been down there too.
Yeah. FlyQuest Fox. I think FlyQuest because they're more consistent, but this one does have upset because it's Fox. It's just I mean FlyQuest just is.
I feel like at this point it's just FlyQuest is like, which FlyQuest you gonna get?
Mm-hmm,
You
yeah.
gonna get the one from the beginning of the split where they're 4-0, or you gonna get them from the past couple weeks? So we'll see. I think this one depends on how FlyQuest does on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, 100%. If FlyQuest wins on Saturday, I think they win on Sunday.
I feel like they need confidence
That's a
going
good
into this
prediction.
game after losing a couple.
TSM Optic. I think TSM. I think if Optic wins, it's gonna be through some weird back door where like TSM fucks up on a
Yeah.
TP, and then they're all gonna like flank TSM's Nexus and backdoor them. Because I think
This is another one of those sad games where I have to cheer for TSM.
So the weird thing is like TSM seems like a team that like they seem like a better Optic to me. You know what I mean? Is like they try to be proactive, but the thing with TSM is like I feel like sometimes it almost seems like they're aggressive and they might ignore some component of macro. I mean, Optic does the same thing, but like say that happens, and then that's when like Optic can get like a TP flank into their base or like end the game or something along those lines. Like I don't know. For some reason, I just have a weird feeling that that's something that could happen.
Yeah, like everyone's favorite thing to say about Optic this split is just like they have two really good junglers on a team that's very bad,
Yeah.
and it's just like give those junglers to another team, make them better.
100 Thieves, Cloud9, like just
Yeah, I
again,
don't think
like
Cloud9
95 to 100%.
Cloud9 would have to do something atrocious to lose this game.
CLG versus Clutch. I think it depends on what happens Saturday for these games. I think CLG
if
most
Clutch loses, they're probably just gonna
Yeah.
troll.
Yeah, I think CLG should win this one, regardless, like even before Saturday, if they were to just play right now. But depending on Saturday, since CLG has to play against Golden Guardians and Clutch plays against FlyQuest, depending on their match record, it could like, confidence or just show their strength of like how they've practiced this week, pretty much.
You think they'll ban away the Aurelia comp?
The Aurelia comp.
I feel like you just have to ban Cass against Clutch though. I feel like Huni really looks good on that pick.
Yeah, I mean, I
Also,
also
let's be a lot of really flexible.
Well, the thing is though, is like to be fair, Huni played against Solo the other game, and Panda didn't punish him. So Clutch warded around topside, but Panda never ganked Huni. Even like when they cleared out Vision, I feel like every time Huni's inted, it's because the jungler actually ganked him, and it felt like Panda didn't do much to like even after because they did get Vision on Panda, but even after Vision got cleared out, it didn't feel like Panda did much to impact that lane, and Huni was perma pushed. So against a better team, I don't know if that's gonna work really.
Yeah.
So that's all for any LCS. I don't know, general thoughts. Anything else you want to say? I mean, this week's been pretty low key. It wasn't really like. I don't know. Like Saturday, like I popped in, watched some games, and I was like, I don't really want to like watch these. It was very sad.
Yeah. Overall, just looking forward to end of the split MSI. Looking forward to see how Worlds goes for whoever their first seed is from NA.
You mean MSI?
Oh yeah, MSI. Sorry.
I mean, I'm curious to see how the first seed of NA does in Worlds because it's been 4 years since our first seed has gotten out, or 5 years now.
Yeah. I wish MSI would take more. I think top two teams.
Top two teams would be so hard.
I would really want to see C9 go too. I
Yeah.
want to see Liquid and C9 go.
Yeah, I would want to see G2 and then whoever else from EU.
Yeah, and I would want to see Korea's top two too.
Yeah.
And I want to see everyone's top two to get a better look for Worlds because MSI there's so many factors because when at MSI they didn't bring over.
Yeah,
They
if
didn't
you
bring
do
over
like one,
IG.
if you're like one group stage and then like like brackets out of one group stage, it's just not very good, you know.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna get
Like,
much.
let me see some more teams. Give me more hype for Worlds.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Also, viewership would probably be better for the overall game. So
Did you see they canceled the fan event on Friday before the
for the
before
games,
yeah before the finals for spring? They had a
really,
fan event on Friday. Yeah, so they tweeted this
why'd they
out last night.
cancel?
I have no idea. Maybe logistics or something. Anyways, Travis said though he would say, I'll make sure to do something to the fans that Friday since Riot canceled the fan event. You know. Yeah, anything else going on with you this week?
No, just gonna
Burger King tomorrow, dog.
might just play some League,
Burger
eat some
King
food.
tomorrow. Do you have class tomorrow?
Do
Oh yeah, you have class in like the
it's
mornings
done
and
at
stuff.
11.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we'll just end it there then. Anyways, Will, where can the people find you? What do you do?
Twitch.tv/Skieco and Twitter.com/Skieco_.
Okay, anyways, this is Jack signing out. Peace.